Good afternoon. It's Monday, August 13. I am Vashan Brown with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has admitted that he, like some Jamaicans, is concerned about the movement in the exchange rate. Currency trading opened today with the US dollar selling for a record $136.43. We have more in this report.
In the southeastern St. Catherine constituency last night, Mr. Holness says the policy of the government has been that there should be a flexible exchange. He says there should be no interference from the government. However, he says with the economy rebounding with positive indicators, it is surprising that the Jamaican dollar has been depreciating. Mr. Holness says it suggests that there is some irrational behavior in the market.
And the funny thing is, when you talk to some people, they say to you, boy, the government needs to do something because there's the poor people going to get hurt. And I agree with that point totally. But I want to say this, that those people who are betting against the Jamaican dollar, those people who are speculating because all they have been used to over the last 40 years is for the dollar price to rise. I would just want to say to them that this government is putting in place a very strong economic program to ensure that all the fundamentals of the economy are going in the correct direction, and therefore the market will soon correct.
Mr. Holness is assuring Jamaicans that the government is paying attention to the depreciation.
What we are doing now is to make sure that we build our reserves so that people can look at it and say Jamaica can withstand any shock. If hurricane come, we can deal with it, providing it's not too big a hurricane. If we have some other kinds of shock, suppose oil price increase too much, we can manage. But that is what your government is doing. Your government is now putting the economy on a strong footing.
Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, a consumer advocate believes some businesses will use the sliding Jamaican dollar as an excuse to hike prices, even if the increases are unwarranted. Former president of the National Consumers League, Trevor Samuels, says he has no doubt the fall in the value of the Jamaican dollar against the US currency will have an impact on the cost of living, despite suggestions otherwise from some quarters. Mr. Samuels says historically consumer prices go up whenever the dollar depreciates. He says while the sliding dollar could benefit manufacturers, consumers will feel the pinch. The opposition has again criticized the government for what it says is a lack of a proper governance structure and its failure to keep the economy in check. The details from TVJ's O'Shane Masters.
They don't know what they are doing.
That's the word from Dr. Peter Phillips as he addressed his supporters at a party meeting in Riversdale, St. Catherine last night. He says that the Holness-led administration currently does not have a grip on the affairs of the country. He highlighted the issue of the gas prices, which he noted has reached its highest in years. In comparing both administrations, Dr. Phillips pointed out that the current high price of gas in the country is unwarranted, as the price of oil is now about $60 per barrel.
We were buying oil when we were in government at over $100 US a barrel, and the price of gas was cheaper under the People's National Party.
He also criticized the government for not raising the fares for taxi operators.
What kind of government will see the price of gas gone up steadily, the price of tires gone up, all the operating expenses for vehicles gone up, and hold the price of the taxi man them to nothing? Them neither have mercy on the population, nor them have mercy on the taxi operators. And I tell you, if them believe that the people going to travel for the same price because them not authorize the price increase, then it's proof positive that they don't know what they are doing.
Dr. Phillips says it's now time for Prime Minister Andrew Holness to pack his bags. O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, Dr. Phillips is questioning the reason for the protracted delay in a wage agreement with the nation's nurses.
How you can explain that for 1 year and 4 or 5 months you're negotiating with the nurses? You can't offer the nurses a wage package. In 9 months, over 300 nurse gone. The nurse will remain hospital overwork.
President of the Medical Association of Jamaica, Dr. Clive Lai, is not convinced the recent hike in fees at public health facilities will lead to increases at private entities. The concern has been expressed by some people since the increases, which took effect on August 1, were announced. Dr. Lai says his association has not yet discussed the matter. However, he says his personal opinion is that private facilities will continue to charge their regular fees.
In terms of doctors raising their fees because the hospital fees have gone up, I don't see that. Also, I think the private hospitals are even happy because, the government hospital is its competitor. And therefore, if they raise their fees, those who can afford it may go back to the private hospital.
The government is again urging educators not to bar students' entry to classes if they are not able to pay the required tuition. Speaking in the southeastern St. Catherine constituency last night, Prime Minister Andrew Holness charged Education Minister Senator Royal Reid to re-emphasize the government's position to teachers.
No child in Jamaica today must be discriminated against by virtue of their economic background. We have made the provisions to pay the schools, and I'm certain, Minister of Education, that our payments will be on target, so that all the schools now are in a far better position today than they were 5 years ago.
With less than a month to go before the start of the 2018-2019 school year, transport operators who now occupy the No. 2 Transport Center in Santa Cruz are calling for the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation to address the inadequacies at the center. They say the municipal corporation needs to move with haste to improve shelter, provide lighting, and to put in the relevant markings in the transport center. Prior to the recent holidays, a major operation was started by the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation and members of the St. Elizabeth Police Division to relocate some of the public transport operators plying routes west of Santa Cruz to the No. 2 Transport Center. At that time, it was promised that the need for lighting, adequate shelter and marking would be put in. However, to date, nothing has been done. An ad hoc situation now exists in the transport center as public transport operators fail to park in an orderly manner. And time now for sports. A championship record 68.47 meters in the men's discus throw from Commonwealth champion Frederick Dakers highlighted Jamaica's 12 medals on Sunday's third and the final day of the NACAC Track and Field Championships in Toronto, Canada. Here's TVJ's Jordan Fort.
World leader Frederick Dakers continued his outstanding season with a best throw of 68.47 meters to win his pet event at the championships. Dakers led a Jamaican 1-2 with compatriot Travis Michael copping silver with 65.46 meters. One of the nation's other 2 gold medals on the day came from World Championships 400-meter bronze medalist Sharika Jackson, whose 22.64 seconds saw her land at the 200-meter event, with her teammate Jodine Williams finishing 4th in 23.19. Nigel Ellis copped bronze in the men's equivalent in 20.57 seconds, with countryman Janoy Thompson just outside the medals in 4th in 20.59. Triple jumper Shanika Ricketts also had a golden performance, winning the triple jump with a best leap and championship record 14.25 meters. Genevieve Russell's good form continued and saw her going close to her personal best in clocking 53.81 seconds, but it wasn't enough to get the better of American Shamir Little, who took gold in the 400-meter hurdles in a championship record 53.32 seconds. Another Jamaican, Leon Nugent, was 5th in 55.74. Ansert White was a silver medalist in the men's equivalent in 48.91 seconds, with compatriot Sean Rowe 4th in 49.40. Perhaps the surprise Jamaican performance of the championships was a silver medal performance from the fast-rising Tajay Gale, who produced a personal best 8.24 meters, with his teammate Ramon Bailey getting bronze with 8.09 meters in the men's long jump. The relays were a mixed bag for the Jamaicans, however, with the nation cupping 2 out of a possible 4 medals. The quartet of Shelley and Fraser Price, Drew Levy, Janelle Smith and Sharika Jackson were silver medalists in the women's 4x100 meters in 43.33 seconds, behind winners the United States in 42.50. Only 3 teams competed after Trinidad and Tobago withdrew from the event. The men, however, were outside the medals in 4th in their event, with the quartet of Javoy Tucker, Taekwondo Tracy, Nesta Carter and Nigel Ellis clocking 38.96 seconds, as the event was won by Canada in 38.56. The women's 4x400 meters team was anchored to silver in 3 minutes 27.25 seconds by Christine Day, in a quartet which also included Stephanie Ann McPherson, Tiffany James and Anastasia Leroy. But the men's team had their second place finish wiped away, as they were disqualified after crossing the line second. The event was won by the United States in 3 minutes 00.60 seconds. Jordan Fort for TVJ.
CONCACAF champions Mexico and the South American champions Brazil have been eliminated from the FIFA Women's Under-20 World Cup, while host nation France made progress to the last 8.
Mexico needed a result against England to secure their spot into the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And they got off to the start they wanted, as Jacqueline Oval gave the Mexicans the lead in the 37th minute with a left-footed strike. But in the second half, the tables turned as England got their equaliser 4 minutes into the second half from Leslie Rousseau. At this point, the Lionesses began to roar, and in minute 53, Everton striker Chloe Kelly gave England the lead. 17-year-old Lauren Hemp opened her account in the 62nd minute before her fellow Manchester City teammate Georgia Stanway got England's 4th in the 64th minute. Hemp was back as she got her brace in the 68th minute, and she then sealed her hat-trick in the 80th minute to help secure the 6-1 win. This is England's biggest win in a FIFA Women's World Cup. In the other game in Group B, the South American champions Brazil took on defending Under-20 World Cup champions North Korea, needing a victory to keep their hopes alive of making it to the last 8. But it was the North Koreans who got the opener, as Sun Sun Im gave them the lead just before half-time. In the second half, the Brazilians got the equaliser in the 68th minute, thanks to Guy Sai to give the Brazilians hope. But deep into stoppage time, Brazilian hearts were broken as Cho Kum-ok got the winner for the defending champions. With this result, the North Koreans ensured they progressed with England to the last 8. Over in Group A, the host nation France bounced back to winning ways after a 4-0 victory over debutants the Netherlands. Amélie Delabre, who got her first start of the tournament, scored a first-half hat-trick, while Emmeline Laurent also added her name to the score sheet. In the other Group A contest, Ghana ended their participation of the tournament with a feather in their cap with a 1-0 victory over New Zealand. The goal came in the 75th minute from Ruth Anima. Action in the Women's Under-20 World Cup continues on Monday with 4 games. Reporting for TVJ Sports, I'm Simon Preston.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon and have a great week.